What's going on? Tilting Kai over at Active Management and FXU. Get ready to see the closing monthly candles of August here. We're going to go ahead and have a look at the market sentiment that's taking place in the market right now. All right, so first we're going to have a look at the dollar. I've been trading short, inadvertently short against the dollar in advertent pairs, so that's long in this advertent pairs, and we finally got this bottom down here, it looks like. And why I'm going to suggest that this is a bottom now is because we went ahead and we took out the highs above, so we know for sure that this is a bottom, 94.49. Okay, that's the bottom of this what could potentially be a range, but as of right now, we can almost call it a kind of pullback in a way, but it's not exactly a pullback anymore because it completely reversed now that I took out these highs. So we got this small head and shoulders pattern right there, as you can see. We got these, small U-turn spots right there, one there, and one there. So, and then we got to take out of these highs, and here's the, and there's the head. Boom. Okay, and then we got the removal of these lines, of these highs, which were the neckline, and this would be considered a full reversal. So, with that being said, we got this resistance up here. We know this is profound resistance because it played a part in this ranging sector between 95.47 and 95.53 and 93 or 94 flat. So it played as the resistance, and this is going to be the price that we look out for. So if we're trading pairs right now, we would be shorting them as dollar is rising in strength, and you would have to look for the appropriate setup for each currency cross that you're looking to be trading. That's pretty much what's going on with the DXY. All right, so it makes sense. DXY graduated in strength, and then here we have the broken trend line, and we have the fractured lows, which would be the commitment to the reversal as a second confirmation. So 1, broken trend, 1, confirmation, 2, the sell-off, 3, the pullback. We could have got in here. Some traders would have wanted to enter here, which would look good too. Or the fracture of the lows, which I usually am that kind of style. I like to see the momentum or the commitment. So the fracture of the lows, and then the ride down, found support here on top of 15 or $1.16. So find a little bit of support here on top of the previous head and shoulders neckline is what this is, and that's what we're looking at with the euro dollar now. This is suggesting that we're going down. Now we got to remember that there's this support here. There's this support right here. So price could stop right here. So if you were to be shorting this, you would want to take profits just and or above that area. You wouldn't want to wait till you get down here. Price could start to reverse on you. So, we still got to look out for here. We break these lows, then we know we can continue to short the euro dollar. But that's pretty much what the chart is looking like. I didn't buy this up like a lot of people did, because I'm not too sure. I actually had targets for $1.1280 and it didn't get there, and so it started to reverse. So I had to just take profits where I was at, and but I didn't ride this up. I waited till it got up there, and I took the short side because I don't know. That's just how my setup felt like, because when it started to run up, I had already missed the good entry. So whenever that happens to me, I just say whatever, let it go, and just forget about it. I go trade something else. My strategy works on most currency pairs, no problem. So, and I'm pretty adaptable. So I could have been trading equity markets while that was running up and all kinds of different things. So, moving on from euro dollar, going to commodities, gold and oil, gold and silver. And quickly, let's go back to the dollar index. Let's have a look at the weekly closing. Weekly closing is a bearish candle. Typically what happens when we have a candle like this, let's get rid of some of this stuff so we can see. Typically what happens when we have a candle like this, wicks don't lie in most scenarios. And so when you have an exaggerated wick to the downside like this, the next candle tends to fill most of this wick. I don't believe that we will be going up next week. I think the dollar will range bound a little bit and run down for next week, because that's what that candle is telling me on that weekly candle. And this is a broken trend, pull back to short. So we're coming down, definitely down into these lower 93s down here. So this is going to be an interesting week ahead. But that's what this price chart is telling me. When we broke this media upper trend, I knew it was going to sell off, so I took trades accordingly. And then I didn't think that we would find support here, so I ended up having to exit out a lot of positions a little earlier than I thought. I thought we would run down a little bit further to 94, but we didn't. We got the pullback, fine, cool. Now we'll probably be continuing on the short side for next week. So we're closing Friday. Very bullish looking candle. We're going to be closing on Friday. So, we need further confirmation to see if this is right. But, the pullback looks normal to me. But we'll still wait to confirm. Yeah, this is going to probably take some liquidity from this candle and close a little bit higher. So it's still got some run up, in my opinion. Still got a little bit to go, and then it'll start to reverse and come down again. So that's what we're looking at for the DXY. Monthly candle, very, very, very bullish to me. This next if we're closing out the month today, so the next candle is probably going to pull back a little bit, just like it's suggesting on the first week, and then the first or second week, and then be bullish for the rest of the month. The dollar, be bullish for the rest of the month. Absolutely, I believe so. Same thing. See, euro, long wick to the downside, closing monthly candle. Next month, it's going to push up a little bit, just like the dollar is going to push down a little bit. It's going to push up even tighter, squeeze, right? And then the next week, the dollar is going to skyrocket, and the euro dollar is just going to fall for weeks. Should be about 2 weeks. It looks like it's going to take maybe 2 weeks. It's going to push up and fall all the way back down to here. 112, maybe even take out the 112 finally. But the monthly candle, look how much it's still bearish. It's still closing bearish. So it's going to close down here where it tested. Absolutely. I believe so. There's no way, there's no that this resistance is going to hold. If it breaks this resistance here at 17,550, then we look for buying, because it's going to buy through the rest of the month. But there's nothing that suggests that we would want to buy the euro dollar. Honestly, I would be looking for sales in the euro dollar. So if you're trading it any kind of other way, I guess you're trading the short term. I trade a couple daily candles at least at a time. So, that's why my history goes back out to the monthly and the weekly. So as you can see, we're pushing off of this broken trend here. See what reaction we have here. Yep, it's going to push down a little bit. Dollar is going to push up a little bit. It's going to push down, and then yep. We're going to close somewhere down here. Weekly. Next weekly candle is going to open. It's going to push up and get caught at this resistance and come all the way down to 113 to fill the monthly candle. Alrighty, guys. Equity space. Dow Jones didn't have as much prep as the S&P 500 this week, but on the open of Monday, I think I had a position in between a gap. I think it was right here or down. Don't quite. I had a position. I think it was here. Yeah, I think I had a position between the gap right there, and lack of follow through this past week. The S&P had the same trouble. Trump said something about him continuing to go through and want to impose those 200 billion tariffs on Chinese goods. And the S&P turned down, Dow Jones turned down, everything turned down for the day, whatever, no big deal. And they're starting to rebound now, so we'll see what it's like next week. Got to check for any fundamentals for next week, but other than that, that's about it. S&P is looking nice and steady, longest bull run ever. Why is this selected? This is highlighted because this is what happened during the government shutdown, January 2017. So we got to pay attention. Government shutdown may occur again because they still haven't figured out the spending bill, and there's going to be the midterm elections coming up in November. So we can expect a correction. I would be looking at a possible checking out for corrections around that time if that were to be the case, if they don't get that addressed. So it'd be good to look at that. The markets may react to something like that. It did this time, and it was vicious. It was very, very, very vicious. I'll never forget this day right here. I took some losses. So that's why experience speaks for itself. I'm not fucking with this shit. Oil, it's been a little range bound last couple weeks now. Yeah, it's been very range bound. Not really much progress. Kind of really consistent. Just hanging out. Not really trading it. It's starting to get a little static up here. It may start to sell off if it doesn't ever get back to these highs again. It'll just start to sell off. And I take out 64, 63 right here, and you could look at a bear market from that point. I would, towards, not really many good technicals. We know we got this bull rally for weeks, and but it's really slowed down at a peak of 74.55. Really slowed down in this medium right here. So it's between 74 and 64 within this $10 range, and just going back and forth. So that's the oil market. Nice and calm. Still an aggressive market to trade regardless, but nice and calm for the most part right now. Not really a defined range though to trade per se. That's why I'm not trading it, or I wouldn't be trading it, because it's like, it stops here and goes back here and stuff. So I mean, it's a wide range to trade. Honestly, if you take buys from the bottom, you just got to pick a spot in the middle to take profits, because there's no telling if it's going to make it all the way up there or not, or, so it's just not really anything good to trade. You got to know when to trade and when not to trade. So see you guys on Sunday for pre-market. This is just the monthly wrap up. I wanted to show you those two monthly candles. So to give you an idea of what we're looking at for next week.